my name is Willie Grove. I'm in Dover, Ohio, and we want to go ahead and get the call started. So I want to thank everybody for getting on the Go Diamond Focus Call. Happens to be Friday, Freedom Friday, and not so sure that we think sometimes when we get on the call exactly what we're getting on and what those terms mean. But the Go Diamond Focus Call, everybody's got to have a focus of where we're going and the goals. And I look at Freedom Friday as a day that you and your leaders will be communicating about rank advancements, people that are getting close tonight, a lot of people with a lot of activity. You're going to be on top of it. You're going to be right there where you can have a say in helping somebody get over the next pin rank advancement. Those are big events in somebody's career with DJ International. And being cycle 2, coming to the close of cycle 2, and 6 cycles left in the promotion that we have going on, there's nothing new under the sun. I mean, we all know what we need to do on activities, the different things that we are expected to do. And so, a lot of times you just get different packages, you get a different way of somebody saying it. I mean, amazing calls already this week on the Diamond Focus Call. You got some great leaders that talk about different things that they can do. And a lot of times what I do is I try to think of who the audience is. And I hear the names and I appreciate the people that announce themselves because, what, I've met you at events. I sit here and I picture talking to you directly. I don't know if you guys have ever done a call like this, but sitting and looking at a phone and talking, that's a little more difficult than if you were in a room where you had people out there and you had it coming back and forth, and it's kind of like playing football. When you throw it out, somebody throws something back at you, And here it's just a little more difficult. But I do know a lot of you guys and ladies, and able to picture you as we do this. So I try to think of who our audience is, and the people that get on this call, they're serious about the business. They're serious about leading their organization. And yet, I talked to somebody yesterday from another organization and told her this was an important call for her to get on. And so we have brand new people on. So we're always having to remind, refresh, do the things on this call that daily renew our minds and keep us in the right state of mind. And so I always look at the audience out there, and today I kind of want to exercise our minds a little bit. I love to talk about sports. I've played sports growing up. I've coached sports for many, many years, and for the last 20 years I've been able to do play-by-play for high school football and basketball on TV and radio. So I kind of keep my hands in it. I frequent the gym and frequent the football fields, and so it kind of keeps me in the game a little bit, but I do enjoy that. And I look at athletics, and athletics has it all. I mean, it's kind of the same as business when you look at an athletic team, and you've got to believe. I mean, I'm just going to go through a little list of words here that I kind of jotted down just to kind of give you a little synopsis. You got to believe. When I look at individual players playing a team sport, many times you just don't have what we call the chemistry or the unity. And what I see is the job of a coach, and many of us on this call, we are a leader, we're a coach, we're somebody that has to step in, and we've got to take individual talents, use people for what they're good at, and build an organization. Now, many of us, we know that the system is there that can help us, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel, we don't have to do a whole lot. But I think anybody that's been around for a little while knows that when you go to put on an event for Zija, like happened last night, and we might even hear a little bit from Hazel Harry about that amazing event in Atlanta last night, but it just doesn't happen. It's got to be somebody to organize it, somebody to do the product table, somebody to do registration. Those are individuals that have stepped up to the plate and they use their individual skills. But when you look at like a basketball team, the coach's job really is to take individual talent and put them together, get rid of the egos, the personal egos. And there's only been a few teams in history that I can go back and say one individual player can take over a game and have success and win. And of course, Michael Jordan comes to mind because so many times my Cleveland Cavaliers got defeated by Michael and the Bulls, but Michael Jordan made everybody around me better. That's what we need to strive to do as Zija distributors, is just try to make everybody around us better. But I'm telling you, when the game is on the line, he can step up and he can take over a game and do what he does best. But when I look at athletics and business and I look at belief, it all starts, in order to succeed, we must first believe that we can. And again, this isn't a psychology class, but it is a class where we talk about the different things that we believe in, and you've got to start out believing that. When I look at courage, on the athletic field, you must do the thing that you think you cannot do. Sometimes I look at an individual, and there's people on this call today that are scared to death to pick up the phone and call somebody. Scared to death to prospect somebody with the product or the business opportunity. But I'm telling you, courage, it just doesn't happen. I mean, really, when you look at it, when one man with courage is a majority, and if you can just step up and do the thing you think you cannot do, you're going to be overcoming that thing that really bothers you. And, look at desire. I mean, your desire, it just needs to burn. I mean, when I look at desire, I think of passion also. And, man, I'm passionate about this product. I had two different people yesterday. When I sat down and talked to them, I'm one that more than they do. A strong passion for any object will ensure success. For the desire of the end will point out the needs. In other words, if you have a strong passion for this business, for this product, and that passion for the object that is going to ensure the success, the needs to get to that goal, that end success, that's going to take care of itself. You develop a passion. You develop something within yourself that you want to help people, and not only with the health issues, but also with their finances. Excellence. Another term that I think, I look at different teams and people, coaches, owners that have developed excellence. They've got a program that every year just kind of reloads. They don't have to go out and get new talent. They've got people to step in. Failure. I had a weekend, we'll talk about it in just a second, but many successful people have failed initially and learned from their failures to get to where they're at today. And when we talk about goals, man, you got to define your goals. You got to have a story. You got to be specific. When we talk about new people in the call, everybody needs to develop their stories. And I tell people, until your story is developed in Zija, you need to help other people develop their stories. Those are going to be the testimonies that you can get on the calls, or you can get on a three-way with somebody that's not sure they want to start in this. Man, you've got to develop stories. It doesn't have to be your own. You've got to have a purpose, and it's got to be on a plan, man. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't have a plan. And I think as leaders, one of the things, people set goals. One of the things that we need to do better is the power. We need to understand the does like recognition. And so it's important to our team. So when you have success or you have 10 levels being reached, it's important to celebrate those accomplishments. Most people do not know what success is. I mean, we're coming in with people that have no clue. They've not been successful in anything. And this is a business that definitely you can be successful without any prior experience. They need to see people that are having success. And they need to hear. And you people need to hear about the success that's happening. People moving up in rank. I got to tell you a quick story. When I first started, I believe I signed up 14 people in the first week and a half. And got a nice call from a guy that lives in Southern California, Fred Holmes. Fred says, Willie, he says, man, you're recruiting. And I'm thinking, man, somebody noticed that. Yeah, that's great. You know, and I'm feeling a little bit of pride and feeling good. And he said, you look like a flamingo standing on one leg. And I said, do I take that as a compliment or is that a negative? And he said, do you really expect to get paid someday? I said, absolutely, Fred. I said, all this helping people, I said, if I can get paid on top of it, man, that's icing on the cake. He said, you got two sides to your business. You got to put people on the left and the right. Now, folks, I put 14 people on my right before I realized what was going on. Now, everybody on this line is laughing right now. What an idiot. I had no prior experience in network marketing, and nobody really sat down and said, do this. So after 14 people, it took Fred Holmes to make a call. How many of us are calling people that are getting started and really making sure that they understand certain things? And again, it's the new person. If you're new on the line, the best thing you can do for yourself and your business partners, plug into the system, plug in, and definitely call your upline with every little detail that you don't think is important. Because something as small as putting 14 people in the system all on one side, today, 2.5 years later, I have a side that's a lot bigger than the other side. And it all stems from the way that I started. I jumped in with both feet. I started understanding the business side of it, and I have made sure that as people plug in, I will never allow them to have the problem that I had. And it's not a problem. I mean, hey, we all learn. Some people look at that as a failure. I look at it as, you know what, I learned a valuable lesson from that. Honesty. You know, everybody needs to be honest. I mean, I used to, growing up, I knew of a coach. He would call a timeout in a basketball game at a crucial point. He'd bring his players over. He'd come out of the huddle, and he would always put his best foul shooter at the free throw line. That was back before officials really were on top of the game, and they really paid attention to who got fouled and this and that. And folks, you know what? You won a lot of games. Probably one of the winningest high school basketball coaches in the state of Ohio. My problem with it is you taught your kids to cheat. Your kids in the huddle saw that the coach, the win was more important than teaching the kids and letting the kids do it themselves. And so that's where I have the problem. So always looking for someone else to bail us out. You know, some of us, we want a man to do it for us. We want somebody else to do it. We are not responsible for our predicament. And we all got to where we're at, mainly because of what we've done, the choices we've made. It's always someone else's fault. You guys run into that as leaders? You know, it's not my fault. And then all we start thinking about is our victim mentality, and that leads to entitlement. And none of us are entitled to anything. We're all given the same opportunity. Man, I am so happy for the success that people are having. But you know what? If I want it, it's there for me too. If you want it, it's there for you. There's plenty of people to plug into and to get help from. And I think you need imagination. You know, and I'm going to go through the rest of these very quickly. Opportunity. The opportunity is here for us. Persistence, man, to stick with it. give up, and then a responsibility. And we honestly have a responsibility to each other and a responsibility for mankind. I mean, when we have a product that can help people, somehow we got to feel responsible for that. So when you look at a coach on a team, you look at individual players trying to mold that individual talent into a team, that's a traditional model. What I'd love to do is just share with you that, you've got the ability to be a coach player or a player coach. I don't know if any of you remember, but there's been a few times, too, that I could think of in the NBA where a coach was actually in uniform and could put himself into the game at the same time. And, you look at Lenny Wilkins, I remember he coached the Cavs, and at any time he could put himself in. He was a great point guard, he could assist, he could throw passes. That's what we do at Future. We're player coaches. We're out there doing the same thing that we expect our organization to do. We're out there prospecting. Those activities never change, never go away. Always sharing the concept, the product, the business, whatever. Put them in front of a tool. The tools never have a bad day. Always giving them something to look at and then plugging them into a three-way call. That's how we get into the game. We expect our organization to be out there doing the same thing we do. We set the example, and at the same time, when they do a three-way call, hey, I might be a coach, but I'm in the game all of a sudden. I have the ability to affect the outcome of this person that they're trying to bring into the business. And so it's great being a player coach. Time flies when you're having fun, I'm telling you. Some people dream of success, and others just get up every morning and just work hard at it. We had a weekend where, if some of you follow my wife or myself on Facebook, yes, this past weekend I had a breakthrough. I think I posted 2 pictures, and on my Facebook account, but we took 5 grandkids. We left Saturday morning, and we came back Tuesday. And so the youngest was 2, the oldest is 10. So we had quite a weekend. And we ended up in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I don't know if anybody's been to Hershey, but when you say Hershey, Pennsylvania, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is chocolate. Hershey chocolate bar. And even though the kids we had a great time, I'm always looking for the story behind the story. It's kind of like Paul Harvey, the rest of the story. He used to have this series on Love Coast. And when you look at Hershey, Pennsylvania, the name Hershey, Milton Hershey, is a gentleman that started the company. I mean, he was starting that company when all the tycoons were doing the steel and all that, the Carnegies and the Rockefellers and people like that. But, what I like to do is sometimes I like to see what got a person started or how they got started. And when you think of Hershey chocolate, you think, oh man, that guy, he just hit it right. He, perfect, successful right from the beginning. Not true. I mean, he spent 4 years in apprenticeship and then went to work for somebody else for 6 years, learning a different trade, and actually ended up starting a candy factory in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Worked hard for another 6 years in that. It failed. Went to Denver, Colorado. Worked with some guy named Caramels or Caramels, however you want to pronounce it, and started a second company in New York City. And it failed. They moved back to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. He started a company, employed 1,400. That was the caramel company. And it was successful, sold it, always wanted to do chocolate. And the bottom line is when you look at a guy like Milton Hershey, I mean, he had to spend 15 years failing at something before he could find what was his niche. And back then, guys, chocolate was only for the rich. I mean, the Swiss had a secret on how to make chocolate, and it was very, very expensive. And until he broke ground in 1903 to come up chocolate making faggot, and it took a while to get that recipe going. And, it wasn't a lot. He just learned from his past failures. And, I look at somebody like that, and his legacy is going to go on forever. But the town of Hershey, he drew it all out. He started the first bank. He did the department store. He put a school in. He did the park, the churches, put a zoo in. Trolley system to help his employees get to work. I mean, this guy graduated from 4th grade. He didn't have any education higher than 4th grade. And, matter of fact, when things got bad, Great Depression, in the 1930s, he actually hired people and decided, I'm going to keep on working. I'm going to build a grand hotel, community building, sports arena, a new office building for the Hershey chocolate. I mean, this guy, he would not take no for an answer. And the two things that I came away with from Milton Hershey, and again, it was a great weekend with the grandkids, and we had fun. We did, the night we stayed there, did not plan this, but 30,000 people converged on Hershey, Pennsylvania, because Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z were staying at our hotel and were putting on a concert that night in town. So we did it as a right time, I guess. But he was a doer. He was not a philosopher. He just got his hands dirty. He went out and he did it. He never wrote about himself, and he seldom spoke about his beliefs and his accomplishments. He let other people do that for him. He just got down in the trenches, and he was the one that just did it. And again, I think we can learn from that. A lot of us, we just need to do it. We need to get out there and we need to do the activities that we know to do. It's Freedom Friday. And there's certain things that we need to do today. What's nice about Zija also is you can reload at any point. You can start getting your two. It's a thing where right now, and I think it's important to just finish up with the promotion that's going on, because it's called the Race to Summit promotion. And we are trying to complete a circuit. And again, a circuit is just simply you get two people and you help them get there too. The company's going to give you an extra $400 on top of everything else. If you don't hear anything else today, listen, do as many circuits over the next 6 weeks as you can, because if you complete 4 circuits, that's an extra $3,200 in your pocket. Many of us on this call have no way to make $3,200. We don't own our own business. We can't go out and just sell things. We work for somebody else. This is an opportunity to do something that you normally have no way of doing. The other thing that I noticed about Milton Hershey is, he was just a rare person. I mean, he could both dream and build. Most people just sit and dream while other people are building. He not only had a dream, and he accomplished it by building. He had the genius to develop his chocolate business in the right place at the right time. But how many failures did he have to go through to get to that? So, I guess the thing that I want to say is, again, to have an enduring legacy, something that you can leave for your kids, even after that, we've got the opportunity to build something. And, man, it'd be great for a lot of us to be up on that stage in Utah receiving $3,200 because we got 4 circuits completed. And folks, we can do that. And we can help other people to do that. I don't know if Hazel, are you on the moderator line? She is. Never sure. Well, they had an event last night. Maybe we'll catch her right when I open up the lines, but an event in Atlanta, standing room only. Folks, the Race to Summit corporate event, we just got to make it a point to get to one. Doesn't matter how far you have to drive, you got to get there. You have an opportunity to buy the new product. I think it was buy 2, get 1 free, but there's an opportunity to do that, opportunity to get the new people there, see the excitement. And before we close out, I do want everybody, we want to wish Doug Stroop. I think he's under the weather right now. And if you guys have his